Welcome back. So this is Digital Tech Academy, and I'm going to continue from where we stopped on statistical functions in Excel. So in the earlier class, I walked you through how to use the count if and the count ifs function in Excel. And I'm sure that if you went through the video and you practiced it, you would get it properly. So today we are going to continue from where we stopped, and we are going to go into the summary function. So the summing function allows you to sum values in a range based on a single condition. So what does it simply mean? Let me give you a scenario whereby you are an individual and you have a business in all the regions that we have in Nigeria. So you have the north, east, west, south. And let's say your business sales was created for you and you actually now need to check what are the sales made per region. So this function is one of those things that can simply allow you to know, okay, what are the sales that I made in North? What are the sales that I made in the South? What are the sales that I made in the East? What are the sales that I made in the West? As simple as that. So what you just need is two things. You will need what we call your range. So earlier I told you what we mean by range. So range is just the list of your values. So we talked about a data set whereby we worked on some sales individual and I showed you how they were arranged to the criteria. So like I said, the criteria is just the range is just simply where you are going to find the criteria. So if you are looking for the word not, the range of data where you are going to find the word not is the list of data rather where you are going to find the word not is your range. The criteria is not. So now there's a little bit difference when it comes to counting for summary. With counting, the syntax says range and criteria. But with summary, the syntax only says range, comma, criteria, comma, summary. You do know that I told you that, let's say you want to sum up the sales that you made in the northern region. You understand? If you want to do that, you would have to have a list that contains all the sales in itself. I mean, the list of all the sales for all the region, right? So the entire list is called the summary. So it is Excel that will now go through that list and start picking out the one that applies to the northern region. That's essentially what the sum if function is talking about. So if you scroll, let's move down, move on to the sum ifs function. So like I said, if I want to check for a single criteria and I want to sum them based on range, I will use the sum if function. That is the one without the S. But now, what if I now want to know the sales that I made in the northern region, right? But I want to now know for Kaduna State. Now that's multiple criteria, right? Not only do I want to know the entire region, I want to go down and know what were the sales I made in Kaduna State. You understand? So if you want to work with multiple criteria, what we use in Excel is the sum ifs function. So the definition says it's an extension of SUMIF, enabling you to sum values based on multiple criteria. It says here that it provides a powerful way to filter your data and calculate totals based on specific combination of conditions. Like I said, not only do you want the north, you want to consider another state. You understand? So if you are someone that are familiar with maybe you're familiar with maybe towns in Kaduna, can go down and do something like that again. You understand? Not only do you want the north, you want to know for Kaduna state and maybe a town in Kaduna that you know. So that's a way to consider multiple criteria. So now let me go into a data set and walk you through how to do that in Excel. So we are going to be continuing and using the data set that we use to practice the counting. So if you are familiar with data set by now, you see that we have a portion whereby we can work with some if and some ifs too. So this is it. So now you all are already familiar with this particular range of data that I have by the left. Like I said, this column is my sales team, my company, my job title, my total sales. All right. So now the first question is this. Give me a minute. Let me put on my formula bar. Bring on my formula. So now the first question is this. Total sales for Computec. Total sales for Computec. So you already know that Computec is your criteria. Fine. So what you first go and do is to find Out of all these four columns or range of data, under which range will I find the word computed? So if I scroll through, I can see that it's under the list company. Computed is under here. That means this company is my range. As simple as that. So I'll come back here and I'll say is equals to sum if is equals to sum if. So my range now is the entire company, comma. Like I said, all you just need to do, you just select where you find the word company. You don't need to select the first one, neither do you need to select the last one. Wherever it is you find the word computed. As long as it is computed, Excel will do the work for you. I hope you understand that. So you click on computed and you put another comma. So there's something Excel calls summary. So now, so that most of us will be familiar with what we call prefix. So prefix appear before your word. So when it comes to Excel, the word range has some prefix that has been attached to it. So if you see something that is called criteria range is still like a normal range of data. And that means you're working with text, like the sales team, the company, the job title, they are all a range, or it can also be called a criteria range. That is very, very important that you understand that. But when you now go down and you are starting to see things like sum range, average range, max range, min range, large range, those are number range. Because obviously I cannot sum up text. I cannot sum up computed plus microword, right? I can only sum up numbers. You understand me? So when you see the word sum range, it's asking you to highlight the range of data that you have that pertains to numbers, which is this total sale. And I close my bracket and I press enter. So now what is just simply saying here by this answer, which is for $7,648 is that for the entire individuals that work at Computed, the total sales that they made was 47,648. So you might be wondering how did they arrive at that? So simply, what you need to do is that you get all the Computed individuals that you have and you sum up their total sales. So this is the first Computed individual. So these are total sales. That will be this 7270 plus another Computed. This is the second Computed plus this, 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 and you will get 47,648 US dollars. So as simple as that, that is how that is done. So now let's go into the next one. If you remember when I started the class, I was saying that if you want to sum values in a range based on multiple criteria now, more than one, we use the sum ifs function with the S. Now look at this question. This question says total sales for all sales reps at Computed. Total sales for all sales reps at Computed. So as simple as possible, I'll try my best to explain this to you easily. So now when you call, so let's look at the question again. So look at this. We have more than one criteria. Not only do I want to know the total sales that I made at Computed, the question is also telling me that it would like to know the sales that I now made for the sales rep, right? Not only do I want the Computec, just the entire Computec members, I want to know for the sales rep at Computec. That's what the question is saying. So that is two criteria. The first criteria is Computec. The second criteria is sales rep. You understand? So now, if I come here and I say is equals to sum each, is equals to sum each. So now, there's something I do tell all my students over the years. When it comes to Excel, the main thing in Excel is that you do not cram a formula. Don't cram a formula or don't cram a process to which a teacher has done it. You need to understand how it is done. Because there are some times whereby if you do not follow exactly what Excel is telling you, you are going to either get an error or you are not going to get your answer. So now look at this. I told you when I was working on summing that when you see the word summing, Like I said, some marks, large, average. We are talking about numbers that you can work with, right? So now, look at if you go and select a criteria range, which is just a normal text, but where Excel is telling you to select a summary, you are not going to get your answer. As simple as that. So you need to read it so that you can see that okay, yes, Excel is asking me to first of all highlight a sum range when it comes to sum. So I'll come here now, highlight my total sales, comma. Now I can now work with criteria range one. I told you that criteria or range are almost the same thing, or they are the same thing. They are working with text. So now you know that your first criteria is competent. So your criteria range, the first criteria range is where you're going to find the word competent. Like you've done that earlier, it's just simply your company, comma, and your criteria itself, which is this. So please read your syntax. Your criteria itself, which is this, is competent, comma. So I'm now saying for the sales rep as competent, so where will I find sales rep under job title, which is the criteria in two, the second range, right? Then I'll simply click on sales rep and I'll close my bracket. So what this one is saying is that as simple as possible, you have for the sales rep in Computec, we recorded 23,459 US dollars. So if you check through, all you just need to do is look for the individuals that are in Computec and they're also sales rep, and you add their sales together and you will get the value. So let's quickly check through so that I'll show you how that is done once again. So now, sales rep Computec, right? So this is the first individual that is working at Computec and also is sales rep. So you hold on to his value, his total sales. You look for Computec sales. Okay, this is not a sales rep. So this one cancels out. So again, this is also not a sales rep. This person is a sales rep. So possible rather, you add the sales with the first person and the last. Okay, Ira Drake is also here. 9,329 US dollars. So the addition of all those three will give us 23,459. So now we are on to the last question. So the last question says, what is the total sales, right, for all sales reps at Computec with more than 7,000 in sales? It's a little bit of a tricky one. So we have more than two criteria here. We have three criteria. Our first criteria is sales reps. Our second criteria is Computec. So now I still also want to know those that made more than 7,000 in sales. So we have to do all that. So now, obviously, we are still going to use the sum if function. But now, let's do that. So is equals to sum ifs. So like I said, sum ifs is asking for your sum range first. So we are going to give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So that's sum range, comma, the criteria range one, which is the company range, because that is where Computec is. Right? So please don't confuse that. In Excel, statistical function to be precise, you would always have the range before the criteria. The range before the criteria, please. So you don't choose a criteria without choosing a range. You are not going to get the correct answer. You are going to have an error. So you always choose a range first before you now come there and pick a criteria. Sorry, I did put a comma. The range first, comma, then a criteria. So, comma, look at this. We are on to criteria range two. So, it's Excel is asking you to pick up another range. So, we are still working on sales rep, which is our criteria. So, I like the job title range, comma. Comma is very, very important here. And you pick on the sales rep, comma. So, now, this is where it gets interesting. We are now told to determine more than 7,000 in sales. And if you look through your data, The only range of data whereby you can know or see values is the total sales range. Now, if it was as simple as that, I could have just written greater than 7,000, but Excel will not understand it without you picking out your range. So you have to come here and pick out your total sales range again. So that means when you are working with a number like that, you are picking up your total sales range two times. So the first one was at the sum range. The second one was at when you want to now determine anything that's greater than 7,000. You understand me? So now you now put another comma and in quotation you write greater than 7,000 and you close your quotation and you close your bracket. So please, your greater than 7,000 is going to be inside your quote. So don't put your greater than outside your quote because I see that a lot when it comes to students. So please open your quotes greater than 7,000, then close your quotes, then close your bracket and close your enter. So now what he's saying is that we had for those of them that for sales rep in Computec rather, sorry, we only had 16,599. Let's go and check. So Angelina Webb is our first Computec sales rep, and she made more than 7,000, more than 7,000. So she's one of those that were added up. So let me look through again. Uh, okay, Ira Drake is our second Computec sales rep, and he made well over 7,000. So it's the second number that was added up. So if you come here, Stacy Ball is our third complex user, but she made less. So this our figure is not added up. So that means they only added up 9,329 plus 7,270. And if you do that math, you are going to get 16,599. So it's as simple as that. That is just the word or the sum if and the sum if function in a nutshell. So please and please try your best to practice this on your own. So we're going to make sure that data set is provided for you so that you can go through it and practice it. Anyone that you do not understand, try your best as possible to watch the videos again and see you in the next one.